What's up? This is your host Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible today and Non-Fungible tomorrow. And I do believe that if you're like me, you're really excited. You know, Ethereum just broke 1.8 down K, Bitcoin and finally broke the 24,000. And if you look at the charts, right, basically crypto was just going to the moon. And during the weekend, I was trading a bit, and then it seems like there were really strong support, right? Bulls want to push the price up, and that is why, and also because of macro markets is causing this to happen. But last Friday I did my stream earlier because I was talking about the I was saying that there's gonna be volatility, and the volatility is actually based on the job report, right? The U.S. job report, and last Friday people were saying that good news is bad news, bad news is good news. And last Friday, if you really look at the price, right? So this is Ethereum, right? But we look at it on a daily basis, right? Last Friday, what happened was that this is Monday, Saturday, Sunday. If you look at last Friday, I'm not sure if you remember, right? But when the daily report came up, right, we did experience a huge dump, right? We did experience a huge dump, and then the market went back up. But now finally we have broken like a very strong resistance. Ethereum is now at 1,800. Is it too, like, should we be happy, right? And what is the catalyst for this, right? So this thing kind of happened in the last 3 hours, and one of the reasons that this happened is because of this. The Senate in the US passed a sweeping climate, health, and tax package, putting Democrats on cups of historic win, right? And this is definitely something that rallied the market. But the problem is this a long-term good thing, right? So basically, what is this package, right? So what happened was that Senate Democrats now only passed a sweeping climate economic package on Sunday, putting President Joe Biden and his party on the cusp of a big legislative victory, right? So the legislation is Stop the Inflation Reduction Act, right? So for those of you who know, the reason why the market has been going down is that inflation is high, people's living expenses is high, therefore the Feds have to raise interest rate to discourage people from spending money, right? But the inflation is kind of caused not just by U.S. factors, right? It is caused by macro factors. You have the war in Ukraine, affecting the oil prices, natural gas prices from Russia, and the grain export in Ukraine and stuff like that, and a bunch of different type of macro factors that's affecting the world, and also because of the lockdowns in China. So these aren't factors that the U.S. can immediately control, right? So they only could raise interest rate, using the Fed, and this has caused a lot of the market to keep dumping lower and lower, right? Because the less percentage that, like, if you raise interest rate, it makes it more expensive to borrow money. The more expensive it is to borrow money, then people would borrow less money, and people would spend less money, people would invest less, and therefore you have like a down market, right? But the problem is about this thing is that what happened is that this is a 755-page bill, includes a 430 billion to combat climate change, and to extend healthcare coverage, which is good. So that's definitely, this is bullish, right? And the US is green and stuff like that. There is a different type of stuff. Okay, they do talk about tax and stuff like that. And it came together quickly, and Democrats think it's a big win and stuff like that. Definitely it is a win, like, for the party that proposed it, because they're gonna pass it into law, and stuff like that, right? But one of the thing that really one of the question mark is, right, so this is gonna be like a long-term thing, right? Because you're gonna spend more to tackle climate change. So I think it's gonna be providing incentives for local farmers and ranchers to reduce methane emissions, right? So I think it's gonna be more like an infrastructure type of stuff, okay, and also subsidy for the medical, okay. But in this article, it doesn't really talk about too much on control on inflation, right? It only talks about medical costs and also environmental type of stuff, right? But basically, I saw this on Twitter. So according to Bitcoin Magazine, today the U.S. Senate passed a 740 billion Inflation Reduction Act to battle inflation by printing more money, right? So basically, what happened is that from what people are thinking is that actually this bill is actually printing more money. So by printing more money goes to the market, and hopefully that could increase people's spending power, right? And and the question is, like, where does this money come from, right? And so this is probably one of the reason why in the short term people are excited. Ethereum goes back to like 18,000, but then, like, 18,000, 1,800, 1,800, yeah. But in general, in long term, right, basically the causes of inflation hasn't really been controlled, right? It is like more and more money being pumped into the ecosystem, trying to keep costs low, but it doesn't work that way, right? So yeah, this is the news, and that's one of the reasons why the market has been rallying. Definitely, in general, the market has been I think another reason for this is that we have a consumer price index report that's coming out on Wednesday, right? So if we look at the traditional market, we have this Wednesday, the July CPI report dropping. So people are thinking that, we have peak inflation in June. So the consumer, index, CPI is going to be high, but now it's going to drop. So it basically means that, the Fed rate hikes are working, so that it could be bullish for the market, right? But if this index is higher than 8, right, 8%, I think, it basically means that prices are higher than expected. So it means that inflation, addressed it, and it would cause a huge dump, right? So I think the market is trying to price in that, okay, the numbers are going to look good, and therefore before the numbers, the market is rallying, right? But you just remember last Friday, just before, the U.S. Labor market report, the market was rallying as well. But the labor report was very good, and then it caused a short-term dump, right? So could this also be something that is similar? I think a lot of traders are definitely looking at this. So control your risk. Don't get bullish. So don't get so bullish that you FOMO everything in, but really control your risk, risk management. We do see that huge rally in a short period of time. We really look at this, right? Look at the ruler, and then look at this, right? Within just like 15 hours, you have a 7% increase, right? According to this. So it is a very big increase. As fast as the market goes up, as fast the market goes down. So definitely type stop loss, right? So market today, in general, on Friday, it was a mixed market. But today we have Tyson Food for the result announcement, so I don't think that will affect too much for the Nasdaq. All of the damages for the Nasdaq has already been done. Chinese IPO market transcending the world with web code of 58 billion bloom, and then a lot of different type of news. So I don't think really relevant. But I think the Wednesday news is gonna be very relevant. So keep an eye on that. So moving on to crypto news. So as you can see, crypto market cap is now 1.14 trillion, right? Which is a 4.07 increase in the last day. Money is definitely coming into the market. Stable coins have been losing the market cap, so it means that people are buying crypto. If we look at the sea of green, we have Graph that's doing quite well, near protocol, with the anticipation for the upcoming developer conference, and you have Rose as well rallying as well, which actually Rose did rally quite a bit, during the weekend as well. So if you look at the crypto market cap, yep, we're going up, which is great. New money is coming in, so that is good. So that shows you that there is some substance in what's happening. Bitcoin dominance is at 41.29, so it did go down. So alts are kind of rallying because Bitcoin dominance is lower. Okay, so on-chain data in general, pretty much the same. Nothing really much to share. Next news is FTX Bybit rise in website traffic. Despite overall traffic drops on a central exchange, right? So it shows that, okay, I think FTX and Bybit are doing some promotions as well. So web traffic, it basically increased. It basically means that people are doing more frequent trading, right? So this is my understanding, okay? So it's interesting to see this. And also Bybit is more focuses on like futures and options. So that's another reason why maybe people aren't doing a lot of spot. So therefore they're doing that. And also FTX has a more institutional focus, right? So that could also be a reason for the website frequency. So next news, Ethereum Merge may lessen usage for other chains, saying Nansen CEO at the Korean Blockchain Week in 2022. So they're saying that there's a chance that other chain could become ghost town after the merge unless they find their own niche, right? So this is from the Nansen CEO. Okay. So next crypto news is crypto lender Hodlnaut refuses withdrawals citing market conditions. So it seems like we're not out of the water in terms of the contagion. This is another Singapore firm. So if you are involved in this, definitely watch the news and see how this unfold. The crypto contagion definitely is still affecting other people, and not all the news has been reviewed yet, right? So next, Crypto.com deals paves way to South Korean licenses. So they have acquired two South Korean startup focused on payment crypto services. So it seems that they're eyeing the Korean market. Okay. So we did do a news a while back showing that the Korean market, like they are proposing, postponing one of the tax. So it will, maybe that is bullish as well for the market in general. So moving on to NFT news. So for those of you who do not know, I covered the Tiffany & Co. NFT collection, and also how it is a good campaign in a way that they do the exclusivity, just targeting a small group of people. But it seems that after selling out the collection, they got accused of sucking IP rights of NFT owners through the terms of service, right? Which resulted in fight and a price drop. So Deepak clarified the situation as a standard legal disclaimer. So if we look at this, right, it is interesting to see how Web2 brands are coming here and stuff like that, right? Because on the TNC, it says that, hey, by purchasing NFT and linking it to your CryptoPunk, you grant Tiffany & Co.'s affiliate agents working for it in its behalf, and a revocable, non-exclusive royalty license to use the CryptoPunk. So people will worry that if this is a long-term license, then it will affect the NFT ownership, right? So yeah, definitely something that is really concerning to the punk holders. But Deepak, I think one of the people involved in the project are saying that, oh, this is a standard TNC, but TNC is important, right? The black and white is important. So hopefully this could be resolved soon. It is it is a paradox to some extent that Web2 companies have to protect their interests, like legal rights, but at the same time, such legal right could have conflict of interest, could have conflict, not of interest, could have conflict with the ideas of Web3 and IP ownership, right? So for those of you who missed the Metaverse Mint, they were doing quite well. I think the reason why they did quite well is because they do have a raffle with blue chip holders, so they were able to find a group of strong holders, and then with that to mint out to sustain the floor price. So they were trading at 0.2 to 4 to 6, I think. Memeland is going to start the next phase of the NFT with the launch of Grow to Win, which is staking for the potatoes. Crypto Diggerbug surged 690% in daily sales volume. So I think there was some memes about it as well. And also Babby, which is like a CCO 3D project, which the team did, also finally minted out, I think. And also people, the floor price went up, right? FC Barcelona accelerating Web3 strategy. So this one, we talked about it before. Seneca recorded a 25 minutes video on CCO and thoughts surrounding it, some pros and cons. Yeah, pretty much that it, guys. I think it's great that we've finally broken some of these resistance, but as fast as things go up, it could go down really quickly. So be careful, guys. Trade safe. Don't FOMO in. We do have like a Wednesday thing that we have to overcome. So this is your host, Non-Fungible TC, signing out.